There are 5 million scams operating in the UK every year, but with only 5% being reported, the true figure is thought to be much more. Scams cost the UK economy between £5 and £10 billion every year, and they affect the most vulnerable and elderly in our society. In Essex alone, we know of 3,000 victims, all of whom are vulnerable and elderly. The impact of scams on victims can be devastating. They increasingly lose their independence, lack self-esteem, become isolated from friends and family, and often skip meals in order to deal with the scammers rather than provide for themselves. Financial debt and scams go hand in hand, and we see people who have lost their entire life savings responding to scammers with no hope of ever receiving their prize. The majority of people I meet do not recognise themselves as victims. They genuinely believe that these offers are real.
Well, my mother Jessica received a letter when she was in her late 70s. This letter told her that she'd won a competition and all she got to do to claim the prize was send off a small fee. My mother did this and we found out later that this was actually a scam letter and her name had been put on a list that had been circulated among the criminal network. My mum's mail started to escalate. She got letters from fake lotteries, from bankers, from solicitors, and also she got letters from clairvoyants. And the psychology that these scammers use is so clever that the clairvoyants were able to turn against the family. They told her that the family were against her, that she had to ignore us, and that they were her friends and they were working hard to get her all these prizes and money that she'd been guaranteed.
Some of the houses I go into are in a real mess, and it's clear that the people are just not looking after themselves. One woman I know is skipping meals and buying reduced food when she does feed herself in order to send what little money she does have to the scammers. She used to be a wealthy woman, but has sent in excess of £100,000 to scammers, believing that the big prize is still to come. People who are defrauded in their own home are 2.5 times more likely to end up either in residential care or to die within 2 years of being scammed.
I have no doubt that the scammers contributed to my mother's death. They didn't just rob her of £50,000, they also took away the final 5 years of her life. So if you do spot any of the signs, it's important that you take action.
The signs that someone may be being targeted by scammers include lots of mail coming through the door, particularly from overseas, prize draws and foreign lotteries. People are also targeted by brochure scams, and they get sent lots of vitamins, cosmetic products in huge volumes. Do they talk about regular visits to the post office or high uses of checkbooks? Is the phone constantly ringing during your visit? These are all signs to look out for.
It's what happened to my mother over that 5-year period that inspired me to start the Think Jessica campaign. I wanted to get the word out there that these criminals are so cruel and so powerful that they can rob such vulnerable people and destroy their lives. Think Jessica produces educational material. We do booklets, leaflets, DVDs, posters and various other things that can all be great tools to help people to understand that actually they are being scammed and that these people aren't genuine.
For more information on how you can join the fight against scams, please visit the Friends Against Scams website, or if you're concerned about a family or friend, please contact the Citizens Advice Consumer Service.